Welcome, everybody. We're going to address fitness today, and we're going to look at it from completely fresh eyes, from anything we've ever been told or beliefs or assumptions we've had about fitness. We are not going to look at it from the old training type method that we have been taught to, which also works kind of with the fads and the trends that are going on. We're going to look at fitness in whole new terms, meaning we have to start back from the very beginning, the very purpose of why fitness is something we consider should be part of our lives. And its basic purpose serves as movement in our body. So, if you'd rather think of it as exercise or fitness, regardless how you want to term it, you want to be considering it as the movement that your body needs daily to thrive, to do all the processes that it does within a day, to gain all the advantages that it serves. Because the real purpose you're holding by having some form of fitness exercise or movement is that all of the biological, physical processes, as well as many of the mental processes, really need that movement in order to complete what they intend to do for yourself. So, we think of it as weight loss or trying to tone and achieve something, but you're actually trying to maintain the balance that your body needs in its regular existence, as well as gather further benefits from that movement. So, we know and we hear about it sometimes, but we don't really think about it when we're factoring in on a training or movement exercise type of plan. But our body needs that movement to help us detox. It actually needs that movement to help us digest our food. It needs that movement to obviously move the blood and the oxygen through our system. But we need it to help us detox all of the different exposures, chemicals, non-natural things that we have in our system that we need to get out of our system. And movement is one of the most effective ways to help our body do that. As well, there's organs and systems in our body that need that movement to kind of just move the process through. Like, think of our lymph. It's helping us fight infection and building all the natural resistances to exposures, but it also needs to be shaken up sometimes. It needs to be drained. It needs that movement to kind of process out the old and rebuild the new so that our system's ready to fight and do what it needs to do for us. The same thing happens with all of our organs. We know that everything that we're processing in our body is going in, it's going out, but to do that effectively in the best way possible, we need that movement to help us do that. So we want to stop thinking of exercise as a means to an end. We have to start thinking of it as something that our body needs us to do every day to help it achieve its optimal health. And so we also need to look at that when we're trying to put in a plan or a movement type strategy, is that we want it to replenish our energy. And the big mistake we're making right now is with the plans that we, start off with maybe at a higher level than we should, or we don't develop sort of that habitual pattern that our body needs to be able to adapt to it, or we just literally want to make change right away. So we go in hard and fast and want the effective change as soon as possible. We need to realize when we do it this way, we're actually depleting energy. So we may shake up our system for a little bit. We may feel even sort of an adrenaline rush from those hard core movements that we've adopted right off the bat. But in the end, our body is set up to help us through that temporary period that we've decided to create this atmosphere, this hardcore kind of fitness atmosphere for it. And if we do that, it's going to hit a point where it's going to say to us, okay, we can't keep this up at this pace. And it's actually going to do everything it can do to work against you, because it's trying to tell you to slow down or stop or do it more effectively or do it more gently, or let the body sort of um, create a bit of a habit so that it adjusts to it over time. So when we do it that way, what's actually going to happen is our body's going to start to work against us, but you're going to deplete all your energy reserves, because now you will be working against your body. You will be pushing against the signals that it's trying to tell you to tone down, and we treat that like it's willpower, that we just don't have the willpower to keep going, or we need to keep pushing, or it's got to be mind over matter and we just need to get there and go. But that's actually not true. We need to listen to what our body is telling us. So if we can unprogram what we understand about fitness and training regimes, and we can start to work with our bodies to build up something that works for it, that it can adjust to slowly over time. And as much as you don't get these crazy instant results in a week or two, what actually happens is you don't have the crash or the overcompensation that our body does, which sometimes will be actually working against everything you're trying to achieve. So it'll hang on to calories because it's worried that it can't keep up the energy, or you'll deplete your adrenaline because you've been going on adrenaline to push you through and get you there and get you through it. And so all of the efforts that your body will make short term to help you kind of push through this period will actually get depleted or worn out or worn down over time as you try to do the mind over matter kind of game, and clenched fists, willpower, I'm going to do this. But the reason it's so hard at that point is because you're actually working against what your body needs for you to do, for it to adjust and help you achieve what you're trying to achieve. So the big thing we need to do with fitness is actually work with our body in a way that we help it adjust. When we can create a habit out of something, our body is able to only get benefit from that good habit instead of fighting the system to try and create that good habit. So we're going to work on how to do that and how to achieve that. We're also going to work on listening to our body and figuring out what works for it and what it needs more of, what it needs less of. But in the end, you're going to create a really effective program that achieves all that you want to achieve. Meanwhile, it's actually going to help your body become more balanced, more regulated, and then all of that will actually help you go further in the end and achieve more in the end and see greater results, because you've helped it get there where it's got a good base, it's got a good system. You're able to once in a while just go out of the box or challenge it a little bit, but it knows that that's a safe way to go. And that is how we develop movement, exercise, or fitness in our lives that can only bring benefit and will actually support a very strong, healthful mental state every time you're doing it. You won't be trying to fight against yourself, trying to push yourself to places and things it does not want to do. You'll understand why that seemed so hard before, because that was your body telling you that this isn't how we go about this. This isn't how our body develops this. And you'll actually get to a point where your body will crave this movement. So it won't be an effort to try and force yourself to do it or schedule it or hardcore, I have to be here at a certain time or do this day, regardless whether I want to or feel like it at all. That's not how we go about this, but your body will actually want to do it, and you physically and mentally and emotionally will want to do this because every part of your system is benefiting from it. So there's nothing telling it to back off or don't do that. And you'll just feel the feeling of the movement and all the benefits it brings. And so we're going to walk through all the steps of this process, because you can build a really strong system that works and it craves movement. And you're going to then see all the benefits to it. So it won't be such a battle to keep it up. And we will work on it where you do develop something that you do every day because that is most effective. But I don't want you to be scared off by that, because it's actually can be as simple as 2 minutes a day is really all you're trying to schedule in. And as much as you probably think 2 minutes a day can't do anything, there's a lot to be gained from that. It doesn't mean it will always be 2 minutes, but I can tell you it will always be a lot less effort and a lot less time than you now believe that it needs to be. And I'm going to show you even scientifically how more, harder, further, faster can sometimes actually work against you, and how the shorter, little more compact, simple movements can be very effective and achieve everything, whether it's cardio that you want to improve, or strength training, or flexibility, or de-stressing. All of these things can actually be achieved in a much shorter, faster, simpler method than we are led to believe right now. And this system is far more effective to building your energy systems and not depleting them, because that's really what we're doing right now, and not understanding that all the signals that are working against us are actually trying to tell us this isn't right for us. So we'll build a program that is actually perfect just for you, because there can't be two programs, or two people that can benefit from the same program. Each one has to be individualized based on obviously your schedule, your desires, what feels good for your body to do, what you're trying to achieve. And so it has to be developed very individually, but it's actually very simple to do. And so the very first step I would suggest that people do is actually make a list of the things you like to do. And so it can be, as basic, and you won't think of it as, trying to achieve your fitness goals, but whether it's going for a short bike ride with your children, or whether it's just sitting down in front of the TV and stretching your legs, to, obviously going for a run, going to the gym, having personal training workouts, joining a group fitness class, to yoga on YouTube. Whatever it is, try to make a list of as many as possible. If you can get 10 or 12 different ones, awesome. If it's as few as 2 or 3, that's great too, because we're going to use that list to build the program that you want to. And it's actually going to become very effective when we move into the mind over matter game that we play, and understanding the physiological reactions in our body. So building a big comprehensive list, keep it open so that you can add new things as you come across something, or are reminded of something you used to do that you used to enjoy doing. It can be very simple. It's just literally conscious movement, intentional movement that you do at some point during the day, weeks, months, that you actually enjoy doing when you get out and do it. Write it down, keep the list growing, and we'll move on to the next step and the next aspect of building our movement and fitness objectives. Talk to you soon.